Hey y'all, it's KJM, and you guys know I cover all things Hallmark that I get my hands on. Okay, well, yesterday I was scrolling on the socials and I happened to see this on people's Instagram page, and I was like, people, this is one of our girl next doors, Bethany Joy Lenz. And I'm like, hold on, we missing a word. Let me show it to you. Baby, how I escaped a cult. So this little short segment here is called From a Cult to a Biltmore Christmas. Yes, honey. Bethany Joy Lenz is out here. I think it's an autobiography according to Megan, because you know the first thing I did was text Megan. Now, I don't know. I'm sure when I started started covering Hallmark, like, I don't know, 2 years ago, I explained who Megan was, but I'll explain it again. Okay, Megan is my freshman year college roommate at Penn State. We are. And we are still friends many decades later. And we love everything from Hallmark to like Game of Thrones. And we don't always watch the same things. Because Megan can watch stuff like Yellow Jackets and be okay. For the most part, the minute I see people eating people, I got to click that thing off. If a head is rolling, I got to click that thing off. Except when it came to Game of Thrones, because they had that finesse with how they did things. But anyway, that's who Megan is. So I know I mention her all the time because we tend to watch a lot of the same things. Sometimes she'll try to get me to watch something so I can just give her my spin on it. So a lot of these reviews, like, we'll talk about stuff and then I'll say, man, Megan, if I had time, I'll do a TikTok on it. Okay, well, I am making time for Bethany Joy Lenz because she is part of our Hallmark family. And Hallmark, what do we do for family? We support them in the good and the bad times. I hope y'all reached out to my auntie's boyfriend, Ryan Puppy, and he is slated to be in some movies in 2025, okay? I don't want to have to say it to you again. We take care of family. We take care of family. We don't use them when they make big bucks for us and then toss them out. Give him some better scripts and a leading lady he has chemistry with, and I promise you he's going to deliver. Okay, that's my plug. Let's get back to the cult. So when I first texted Megan about this, Megan was like, yeah, I think I heard Bethany had like grown up in a cult. I'm like, no, baby. This says the actress reveals how she got lured in by, what is this? I'm so far. By false prophets, baby. Lost millions of dollars and finally got out of it for the sake of her daughter. So unless she grew up with millions, this is something that has happened to her in her adult lifetime. Once I told Megan that, the text messages got hot. We was just going back and forth, because it was like, Bethany, you were in one of the best movies from Hallmark last year in a Biltmore Christmas with Christopher Palaha. I don't know if I ever say his name right, but shout out to you, Chris. And then now we realize you used to be in a cult, girl. So a couple things. I have seen some comments, saying, aren't all religions cults? Okay, as someone who is deeply religious, and yes, I am. The good Lord knows I got a cussing problem. I think whenever you have your free will to make your decisions, your faith is just guiding you, but you have the free will to go with it or not go with it. Once that free will is taken away from you, it's kind of like being in a domestic violence relationship. It's another abusive relationship where you're isolated, and you feel like you have no one you can turn to because you're just in too deep, and maybe you even fear for your life. I don't know if this is what Bethany went through, but that is my thing. I think that if your faith, your church, your wherever you go to worship, if you are not, harming people, and if you have the choice in the matter of how you live your everyday life, then I think it's a bit different. But that is just me. Y'all let me know how you feel about that. Anyway, I was totally shocked because I didn't know this part about Bethany's life. Now, here's the good and the bad news. So Bethany has, according to Megan, it's like an autobiography, and this is how she's on the cover of People, right? Or she has an article in People. But anyway, So it's some sort of autobiography. Now, I'm too busy to read. Megan is the one that has the time to like read for fun. But unfortunately, Megan informed me yesterday she don't do autobiographies. She did do a little, Google and read a little thing. So it turns out that I think all of this was happening when Bethany Joy Lenz was on One Tree Hill. The One Tree Hill cast was telling her, I think Sophie Bush was in that, and then Chad Michael Murray. But it was the One Tree Hill, from what I remember. I didn't watch, I was a Dawson's Creek girl. I'm kind of dating myself. I didn't watch One Tree Hill. It is what it is. But they were telling her that she's in a cult, and she just like kept getting deeper and deeper into it. But baby, when I read Lost Millions of Dollars, I was like, oh my goodness, Bethany, you done lived some life. So here's the interesting thing about cults, abusive relationships, all this other stuff. A lot of people think you're immune to it because you have money. We need to debunk that, right? How abusers usually choose their victims is they're looking for someone specific. Maybe not everybody's going to be their victim. Either you're lost and you're looking for something and they're going to tell you they can provide it. I think she even married a man in the cult, and maybe that's who her daughter's family is. I told you, Megan ain't going to read it, and I'm too busy. But what I will do is run it up, as the young folks would say. I will promote your message, because if you went through all of this and you still believe in Hallmark's new diversity and inclusion mission, then you have had a journey, because from what I know about cults, they're very restrictive. Very restrictive. It's not a very inclusive thing. It's like, this is who we are, this type of thing. But I'm no expert. It's just my point of view. So we want to support you. That's why I'm doing this TikTok. And I literally probably will title it From a Cult to Countdown to Christmas, so people know exactly what we're talking about. In case some people missed a Biltmore Christmas last year, which they shouldn't have, because it was like your best freaking work on Hallmark, okay? And you are one of the ones that I love to watch in movies. But anyway, going back to this, I was just so shocked. We're just a couple days from countdown to Christmas, and then I'm finding out one of my favorite actresses over on Hallmark was in a cult. But to be a survivor, to speak on it, to be living a different life, to be on the other side of it, props to you, Bethany Joy Lenz. Like, Megan and I are so proud of you. And like I said, we're really sorry that Megan doesn't read autobiographies, and I barely have time for these TikToks, much less to read your autobiography. But you're family, we take care of family, and we report on family. So if you guys missed this, check out People, because they'll have more details on this. I don't know when the autobiography is coming out. Megan was the one that did the Google. But if it comes out and you have time to read it, go support Bethany Joy Lenz. This lady has been through some stuff. And it humanizes that no one is above abuse. You can think that you'll recognize it, that they won't get you. But honestly, predators study they study their prey. They study their prey. And generally, I feel like if you find yourself in a cult, it's because there was something you were missing, maybe in your family life, your upbringing. But there's something to your core, in your childhood pathology, as Iyanla Vanzant would say. Girl, I misfixed my life. There's something to that pathology of how you found your way here. And that's not victim blaming. That is more taking accountability. Taking accountability and trying to fix whatever it is we thought was not working for us. I'm not going to use the word broken, because I think everybody has issues. But, Bethany, we wish you well. Shout out to Asheville, North Carolina, because that's where the Biltmore estate is, and we know y'all are currently underwater. We love y'all. I have friends out there as well. Okay, you guys let me know if you saw the cover. Have you read the article? Let me know how you feel. Bethany, nothing but peace, love, and joy, baby. All right, it's KJM, and I'm out.